Okay, hey, what's up? Superman. I have been thinking about this movie for the past 2 weeks. This movie is phenomenal. It looks beautiful. It is one of the prettiest looking superhero movies in recent memory. The pacing is probably one of the worst parts about this movie, and that is due to issues of trying to figure out the best theatrical version during test screenings. I think they went with a version that arguably might be not great. If you want to talk about that, if you want to learn about that, look it up. Look it up online. I am not a DC fucking giant head, so I don't know much about that, but that is what I hear, and that is where I assume the issues of this movie might have came through. Huge issues. I think they went to a version that arguably was not great for new audiences, and people came in this movie confused about what's going on. But I think this movie demands your attention, your suspension of disbelief, and your respect as a piece of art. It is a comic book movie that is an auteur piece. And One of the things about this movie that I hear a lot is that Superman has too much going on. And I keep seeing this, and I think that was the point. You are missing the point. This is objectively Superman in every way possible. Henry Cavill, bless your heart, you were written the wrong character. Superman is not an aura-farming, brooding edgelord who watches civilians die. He is a compassionate person who is trying his best to make sure everyone is okay, and does this at the expense of his own suffering sometimes, which is a huge facet of Superman and the power fantasy of this specific superhero. He is about being an objectively good person. This movie, by James Gunn, takes that and runs with it. And I'm about to go into light spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie, then get the fuck out of here. I'm being for real. This is a piece of art. And if you have seen the movie, here's a grown-ass adult talking about cape shit with the credence of a Renaissance painting. Alright? The conflict is literally so Superman. So cape shit. Superman has too much going on, and he has too much he's fighting against. So, if you, the audience, feel like there is too much going on, that is the intention of the author. How do you think the main character feels? This is why Superman is losing. He is, to an extent, still human because he empathizes the traits of being human while being an alien superhero. So he has too much fucking going on. The movie has too much going on. He's doing too much because he's the fucking guy. This is why we love him. And I am obviously biased here, but I think to thoroughly appreciate and critique art, then you need to approach it with an open mind, and if you want to understand it, they need to understand intent, and this varies from art to art, right? Medium to medium, piece to piece, and this is a hopeful as hell movie. The new Superman movie is a movie about loving the world and everyone in it. Everything. Those fucking squirrels in this movie says so much about what it means to love wholly and how that can ruin you. And this movie says you can still have the mindset to wake up the next day in spite of what wrong may happen, and you can still do better. And I know everything in theaters right now. I look at this and I get asked, what should I watch in theaters by my friends and family? And knowing everything in theaters right now, for once, I will simply say, go watch the comic book movie. And that is all for today.